How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Skyrim Special Edition. We have finally caught up with the backlog. We were getting close to it when Dominaria was releasing, but then we went through a MTGA kick for a little over a week, right? Last time we were in Skyrim, we met this guy.
Sirrah. Take a look.
He's basically a merchant, but he never really sells anything good.
Safe travels.
But
Yes.
I don't know if I can actually kill him. I can't. Wow. So we're gonna reload that then. Since we can't just kill him and take what we want from him, the only other way is to pickpocket him. Which,
And what might you need?
spoiler, we're not good enough for that. We also could disarm him, right? If we knew that shout. I don't think we do. We do not.
Keep your hands to yourself.
So we'll have to come back to this guy later. What am I up to? Wait for a message from Rowless. So we came here to talk to Rowless, I bet. So we're seeking an Elder Scroll. Need to speak to Serana. Looking for vampire parts. New Stewart. We also probably should work on our main quest at some point. How far along in that are we? Please speak to the Greybeards. We have not spoke to the Greybeards. Okay. We can do that. That seems sensible to achieve at this point in the game. I kind of wanted to do the thing where you come back to it after a long time, kind of overpowered. It's one of the funnest aspects of RPGs, is where you can go off and do a bunch of side quests and stuff, and then get back on track and just obliterate most of the enemies.
Intending to your hounds?
On your way up the 7,000 steps again, Klimek?
So this will be our first time up the steps. We have a lot of perk points to spend too. Alterations up to 84. That is impressive. Conjuration is still lagging behind. I'd like that to be a little bit better. So I guess we're going to let our summons do the talking. What's our best summon at the moment? A Frost Atronach or a Seeker? Probably a Seeker. I have Seeker in one hand and Ashbon in the other, and see how well they do. So there should be an enemy up here. It's a bear. Depending on your level, so. You guys did it. Congratulations, party? Oh, I thought you were wearing Glimmer armor there for a second ago. I'm like, I made you that dragon bone. You don't gotta do me like that. I would say one of the blessings of having Legacy of the Dragonborn installed is that my inventory management is a lot more decent than it generally is. I like games with inventory management. Like I enjoy the system as a whole. I'm just not very good at it generally. And you kind of saw that in Morrowind, right? For the last 8 or 9 episodes, I was basically fully encumbered the whole time. And I'd always just drop off everything in my teleportation hub. Which we're doing the same thing, we're dropping everything off in the museum, but The museum makes it a little less difficult. I'm gonna have a spectral arrow in my other hand because it's a conjuration spell. And let's sell it for. Okay, we did it, guys. The spectral arrow just leaves a purple glow whenever it hits. Don't know why. I'm a little unused to the controls for Skyrim these days. It feels like you leave it for a second and suddenly it just escapes your mind. Of course, I've been doing other things with controllers, so remembering different control schemes, that kind of thing, it's always a little hard. I would say, I haven't played Elden Ring in a while either. I'm actually thinking about returning to Dark Souls 2. But then again, I have like 3 or 4 RPGs in my inventory that I just haven't touched yet. Or I've touched but I've never completed. And I'm thinking, why am I going to play Dark Souls 2 again if I haven't actually completed everything that I want to, right? So, I have The Witcher 3. I've made it a fair bit in, but not anywhere close to finishing the game. And then I have Fallout 4. I also have Fallout 76 in my inventory. That's more a dragon. Is this really the time? The dragon just drive by us. If you want to fight us. If you don't, we're just gonna go on our way. So if you actually activate all of these tablets along the way, you get a buff that makes animals not hostile to you anymore. It only lasts a certain amount of time, but it is kind of useful in certain circumstances. It's just a bit tedious to go through and collect all the tablets on the way up the hill. It's not like the most tedious thing in the game, but it's just not cost-benefit worth it, you know? Like other tedious aspects in the game, there's a quest where you have to find 30 of a particular rare plant, and the end reward for it is a 25% chance to create a duplicate of any potion you make, which is absurd, right? It's not the most broken of abilities, but it's worth finding the 30 plants. And then you have a quest where you're looking for 10 pages of a journal. And in that one you get a unique amulet that's really interesting, because it actually has like an armor rating on it, which is something that jewelry never generally has. And that one's really good. So there are a lot of other tedious quests that the tedium at least has a decent payoff. While having animals not attack you is okay, most animals you can easily dispose of by the time you're at our level, right? So, not much point killing them or finding all of the tablets. But so I'm gotten back into my habits from magic commentary, which is where you don't have to be as coherent, you just have to be able to commentate what's going on, right? Because as long as you're getting the mechanics of what you're doing right, it doesn't really matter too much what you're saying.
If you truly have the gift. Show us, Dragonborn.
As reference from the fact that I literally put I would literally made a commander a brawl video.
Tatas, let us taste of your voice.
I missed.
I am Master Angir. I speak for the Greybeards.
Cool.
Now, tell me, Dragonborn, why have you come here?
This is one of the last things I have to do.
We will do our best to teach you. That is for you to discover. You have shown, but without training, you have already taken the first steps towards projecting your voice into a thum, a shout.
My cat
Now
person,
let us see if you
the vampire lady,
are able to learn.
and the Greybeards.
When you shout, you speak in the language of dragons. Thus, your dragon blood gives you an inborn ability to learn words of power. All shouts are made up of 3 words of power. As you master each word, your shout will become progressively stronger. Master Einarth will now teach you roll.
Do you have a
The
moment?
second word,
Excuse me, my friend.
roll,
Show me roll.
balance in the dragon tongue. Combine it with fus, force, to focus your thumb more sharply.
Do you have a moment to talk? Do you have a moment to talk?
We did it. Good work, Highness.
You truly do have the gift. But learning a word of power,
Blokes have very similar faces.
you must unlock
Do you have a moment to
through
talk?
constant practice in order
Bori?
to use it in a shout. Well,
Wolfgar,
that is how the
blue
rest of
eyes.
us learn shouts.
Greenish,
As
yes.
Dragonborn, you can absorb a slain dragon's life force and knowledge
Greenish, I guess.
directly. As part of your
Dorby.
Use your unrelenting force shout to strike the targets as they appear.
Let's go, guys. You probably shouldn't stand there. 3 times, huh?
Well done. Again.
We're on the same side.
I know when to go.
You learn quickly. Once more.
Do you have a moment to talk?
We did it, Arngar.
Impressive. Your thumb is precise. You show great promise, Dragonborn.
Do I?
We will perform your next trial in the courtyard. Follow Master Boy.
Learn the word of power from Bori. A, and a go.
Do you have
Go
a moment
messing
to
with-
talk? What is it? I'm not going to do that for you.
There we go. One of the weirdest things is that I cannot move this. Yeah, it didn't work. So some of the weird world pieces or items in the world can't be moved by the character's physical weight, but can be moved by a picked up item's physical weight.
Boy will teach you Kest, Tempest, the third word of Whirlwind Sprint.
Oh, you're gonna teach me the 3rd word. Well, that's good. I do know 2 of them.
You must hear the word within yourself before you can project
So
it into a
whirlwind, sprint is one of those shouts where
Body.
the graveyards teach you one word of it, but two of the other words are out in the world. So you can literally find all of it, or at least two pieces of it, before they teach you the final word, right?
Master Wolfgar will demonstrate
But no matter
whirlwind
what,
sprint. Then it will
no
be
matter
your
which
turn.
words you found, they'll always teach you the appropriate word. So
Master Body.
if you found one word, they'll teach you the second word. If you found two words, they'll teach you the third word. If you haven't found any, they'll teach you the first.
Stand next to me. Master Body will open the gate. Use
You
your
have a
whirlwind
moment to
sprint to pass through before it closes.
Do you have a moment to talk?
We did it.
Your quick mastery of a new Thum is astonishing.
Good to know.
I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it from you are now retreat, remain true to the way of the voice. You will return.
Okay, we're gonna go off to a tune then. It's been a while since we've been to a tune. Who's tune god?
True.
One of the few ones we haven't found. If I remember correctly, there are some bandits here. Bandits and conjurers. And then Draugr. There's also a troll and some skeletons. Possibly some spiders. Well, that's them taken care of. I've gotten used to, over the years, the clicking on the left joystick being the movement. Being like the sprint button.
Who's there? Show yourself.
Yeah, I don't know why her summoned creatures were hostile towards her, but there's always been a little bit of weirdness with that fight.
I knew it. Where'd you go? That's all you got.
Good work on a restoration. It's probably still somewhat, well, it's higher than restoration. But, conjuration isn't really that difficult to train up. Like, the way you do it is with Soul Trap. You can basically Soul Trap things infinitely. Holy hands is what I'm looking for. We went forward.
Where'd you come from?
Yeah, I just finished the post-war arc in One Piece. It's like 500 some episodes, and it's not bad. Like, I was seriously doubting continuing the show during like the Thriller Bark arc, because that stuff was just not good until the end. Brooke was good. I like Brooke, but zombies, Gecko Mori, like.
Who's there?
Yeah, I feel like some of the earlier villains in the show are just weaker. Are just the weakest part of the show. Like, jumping into like controversial One Piece opinions, which I think it's controversial, but I'm not sure offhand. I just didn't like Arlong as a villain. He was not good. Just a fishman's purposes. While he was like waiting for character development for like Nami and Luffy, because he was pretty powerful in comparison to where they were at in the show, right? Just didn't catch my interest. Gecko Mori, he was also just not a very enjoyable villain to watch. He was okay. Like, he wasn't my favorite, but he wasn't like bad. And then you have like all of like the romance Dawn villains.
What?
Oh, hello. Too strong for my own good. I think I'm actually gonna go back and see, because there's hidden loot in this version of Skyrim, and I have to find it, right? I have to find all the hidden loot. Who's another villain that we saw? Blackbeard. I really like Blackbeard. Because he's kind of... he's villainous, but at the same time, like... you see parts of, like, Luffy in Blackbeard, right? So while he's a villain, he's not, like... yeah, we'll skip it. That's where the treasure is. If you go whirlwind sprint from there to there, and then from there to there, it leads you into that room there, and then it takes you down. Hey. Yeah, like, he's friendly, he's charismatic. He seems to have an overarching plan, even though he also seems like he's just flying by the seat of his pants, right? Like, he's definitely calculating, but he's also, like, opportunistic, which is an interesting combination for a villain. Like Hammer, the first Marine that they fought at Helm Hippo, who I guess isn't really a villain after that point, because he kind of becomes like a Marine and actually is a decent sword, even if he's still somewhat cowardice, right? Backed right up into Inigo. Yeah, I didn't just like a hammer marine guy, but at the same time he's right. Same with Kuro the Black Cat, like not the best sword, right? He was cool, but no, he wasn't. He was just like I don't want to say filler because they kind of need to defeat him to get Usopp on the crew, but he kind of on the level of filler villain, right? Like, he was dangerous because he was more experienced in the crew at that point, but other than that, his plan to gain an inheritance by pretending
Do you have a moment to talk?
to be a butler for several years, not the greatest plan, right? Honestly, like, if he had just showed up with his pirate crew after faking his death and then took the money, he could have just did what he did when the Straw Hats arrived, but years earlier, where there would have been no one to stop him. But no, I mean, it's got to make sense for the story, right? So we can't be too judgmental on it, but not great. Then we have like the Marineford arc. Well, actually, we should probably go with Impel Down. The Warden Magellan was actually pretty cool. Like, he wasn't the smartest of villains, but he was cool. Like, he had an interesting enough design and devil fruit powers to be threatening, and like Luffy never really did just defeat him, right? Why am I going back here? I need to go down to Riverwood. He did end up getting defeated by Blackbeard and his guys, right? But he was still cool and like a constant threat. Like, he felt threatening whenever he was on screen, and he had a compelling motive for the conflict with Luffy, right? Because he was trying to keep the prisoners from breaking out of jail, which makes sense. He's the warden; that's his job. Then you have like the Water 7 villain, like the main guy. He was also kind of a caricature of like a villain, which I did not enjoy, but I haven't enjoyed in previous iterations that kind of villain in One Piece. But like, his remote evilness was kind of cool in context, because
well, we don't have
he
an
was
attic
paired up
room.
with another villain that was
You can have the one on the
capable of
left.
actually
Make yourself at home.
giving
I'm the
Luffy a run
innkeeper.
for his money.
It's my business.
And
to
while
keep
it
track.
was, I didn't really like how, hey, this is my room, Embry. Get out of here. I just rented this place. It's already in use by somebody else. Yeah, I know.
So you're the Dragonborn.
Yeah, I'm
I've
the
been hearing
Dragonborn.
So much about. I think you're looking for this. We need to talk. Follow me.
Yeah, the villain he was paired with was Lucci. I don't remember his name, but I remember Lucci. And Lucci's fight with Lucci's fight with Luffy was cool. It was a cool fight. You get to see Gear 2 and Gear 3 for the first time. Like, that's really
Close the
interesting.
door. Now
Really cool. It kind of drug on a bit, but that's kind of like a One Piece problem, right? It drags on. Ooh, Dragon Mirror map. Okay, I'll keep that. Yeah, it was fun.
The Greybeards seem to
I
think you're
remembered
the
another
Dragonborn.
villain that we haven't talked about.
I hope they're right.
So we did Impel Down.
surprised?
So like the actual war
I guess
arc
I'm getting pretty
villains.
good at my harmless innkeeper.
So you have like the three
You can't be too
admirals, the
careful.
fleet commander
Thalmor spies
Sengoku,
are everywhere.
and Garp, who is there.
I am not your enemy. I already gave you the horn. I'll explain, but I had to know. I'm part of a group that's been... If you really are Dragonborn, that is.
We are dragon.
Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure. Yes. But that isn't important right now. What is important is that you might be Dragonborn. We remember you're the only... Can you do it? Can you devour a Good. And you'll have a chance to prove it to me. Dragons aren't just coming. They weren't gone somewhere. Now something's happening to bring them back to life. I know, and I figured out where the we're going to go there, and you're going to Kynes Grove. There's an ancient... I need to get into my traveling gear. Give me a minute, and I'll be ready.
Man, I'm gonna go to Kynes Grove and kill the dragon because I'm Dragonborn. That's my job.
Let's get on the road to Kynes Grove.
Yeah. Some of the arcs that drag on a bit.
I've been looking for you.
I really did
Got
enjoy
something I'm
though.
supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Right, this is why we weren't doing this
Let's
class.
see.
Because as soon as you
I've
do
got
the
another
horns,
letter
you're
from
gonna call
Ralphs,
it,
but this is the last thing I'm
the
delivering.
cultists come and murder you.
This place is just
Travel
too
together
much
and
for me.
split up and meet there.
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Hey,
Someone wants to
at least we don't have to fight him all at once. Oh my god, I killed the big dog. Cultists are attacking. Who am I not fighting? Stop, please. We've done enough. We walked out of a room and killed 4 people. Cultist order, sure. What is the cultist? Okay. Find boots. Yeah, I probably dropped these here. Where's the vampire at? I thought I had killed him somewhere over here. Maybe not. There he is. Okay, we got him. Ooh, good work, boys. Yeah, so some of the arcs that have drug on a bit, I really enjoyed. Like the War at Marineford was really, really cool. And, like I was talking about the villains of that arc, the admirals, the fleet commander, Garp, that kind of thing. They were really cool. Like they didn't get a lot of development, but they got to show off their strength, which was a good like benchmark or road mark for the future of the series. But like the all-star of the war arc was kind of was Whitebeard. He just showed off really, I don't know, he just was really, really cool. Did a lot of cool stuff. Like it was some of the, probably some of the best, like large-scale anime conflict that I've ever watched. And it was cool to see Whitebeard pretty much solo the Marineford invasion. Like Luffy definitely helped out, but he was kind of like an ant in the middle of like a giant fight. Oh god, we got knocked over. And Oars too. Oars too. I really disliked the character Oars from is it 2? I really disliked the character Oars from like the regular Bark arc, because he's basically just a younger version of Luffy. Which, to be fair, like, all the zombies were just kind of like dumber versions of their actual counterparts. But Ors 2 was cool. Like, he was a good guy. I was very sad to see him die. Doubt somebody. He's still dragging me twice the deal. And I'm rolling in a posse that is really rough. And you're dead. Congrats. I really want to talk to them. There's a rune over here. I want to check this out. If I can. I can't. Huh. So I'm gonna level up. Probably health. No. Alright, lads. I've had enough of Chief Sigmar. Tonight we take down the bastard. Last night he wrote me. When he wrote me to join his lot, I figured it would be plunder and murder. But we ain't marauders, what we've been running down here. It's a bloody cult, what it is. Okay, I guess there's a cult down here. Maybe?
Now ain't this
Yeah, it is. I ain't know why you believe. Wait, this is where we came?
There is no need to push. You can't hide from me. There you go.
Hi there. Not likely. Poor bandit. Got himself killed. Hey. Be nice. Yeah, so Whitebeard's really cool. Not really sure about Shanks. Like Shanks that we saw in like the Romance Dawn arc and a couple other times. He was cool. He was like over here now. But then the next time you see him, he's over at this is heavily in spoilers, by the way. So if you want to watch One Piece, maybe skip over this episode. That's pretty much what I want to talk about at the moment. And Skyrim is basically that on the channel, just me talking about what I want to talk about. We've all played the game 100 times, right? Like, if you haven't played the game 100 times, this is probably the best place to talk about it. Yeah, Shanks, I really liked his character introduction in the first few arcs where he showed up. Because he wasn't really there, he was just like flashback fodder, right? And you see him using hockey for the first time, that kind of stuff. Even though you don't really know what that's about. Then he just shows up at the Wart Marine Ford and just kind of ends it. And it's like, I don't know why that would be how that ends, you know? Because Shanks, he's a powerful emperor, right? He's an emperor of the New World. But that said, like... Wait. blessing. A lot of coffins here. This place is certainly odd. We have to get back out of here if we want to actually see an exit. Crap. Yeah, Shanks shows up in Ends of War, and the War arc was kind of really dope. And if he was actually like there helping earlier, like if we got to see anything that would indicate he's on the power level that Sengoku, a like power hungry, well, not really power hungry, but like pure justice derivative. Hey, Inigo, why are you waiting over there? The Sengoku who has been like, gotta do justice, gotta execute these pirates. Somebody like that, and somebody like Shizuku, who's was desperately trying to kill Luffy the whole battle.
What was that?
Gonna need heal ether. Knows. Any indication that he could actually?
Who's there?
It would be great, but he doesn't give us. And his timing is just kind of awful, right? So if he showed up, just a couple of hours earlier, like he could have saved it. Instead of but he shows up really late in the battle. Raven's rescue. Hey, stop. So I'm not really sure how to feel that. I'm like, he's cool and he's supposed to be really powerful, but at the same time, he showed up, said it was over, and everybody just kind of went with it, you know? Like, it doesn't make the most sense. Is there something up here I want? I was told there's a cult in the region. Gotta be something else in here, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like, Shanks seems like he's just not trustworthy, man. He's just not trustworthy. Because, like, and I know that the reason why he's supposedly so late to the Warp Marine Fort is because he was battling Kaido, who is a really powerful emperor and is supposedly stronger than him, stronger than Shanks, right? Although we don't really have any indication, it's just what's been mentioned in passing throughout character introductions and stuff like that. This place is really weird. I don't get it. Raven's Rest. I feel like there's more to this place than I'm being given, but I, for one, cannot figure it out. with all these corpses? See if our map can help us suss anything out. Not really, huh? There we go. I know you're glad you found me, but I'm kind of done here.
Careful, my pretend friend. I do not possess your resistance to magic.
No clue. Yeah, that's just where I'm at right now with Shanks. Like, he's cool, but at the same time, just a teeny bit of, I wonder if this key can help with this one, because this is another weird dungeon that we found that was locked, but we didn't get a key to it, so I don't think this will work, but yeah, might as well try. It's honestly a really cool spot for a dungeon. I'm a little sad that there wasn't a dungeon up here in the base game. Like, there are a couple of good dungeons hidden around in this mountain range, but none like this one. So let's go back to Delphine, I guess. Over in Raven's Rest. Yeah. Shanks is cool, but like, if he had shown up an hour earlier, the entire course of the series would have been changed.
Go ahead. Whatever you want to know.
And if he had managed to show up even earlier than that, like, he might have even been able to save Whitebeard, which
Not a damn thing. Really?
would have
Interesting.
completely changed the
Same
direction
dragon. Damn
that
it.
the story is
Blundering
going,
around
right?
in the dark here. We need to figure out who's behind it all. I'm one of the... A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon
And,
scales, and we served the dragon.
so one of the things I got,
greatest.
we'll move on from the war arc
For
into
the
like
last
the post-war
200
arc.
years since the
One of the
last
things I got
Dragonborn
from the
emperor,
post-war
the
arc
Blades
is
have been
that just
searching for a purpose. Now
everybody
that
in
dragons are
One
coming
Piece
back,
is just
our
a
purpose
terrible
is clear
parent.
Again. We need to stop them.
And I kind of got that from the war arc too, right? Because the post-war arc
The
does
first
like
thing
a
we
little...
need to do is figure out who's
There's a
behind
section
the
about
dragons.
Ace,
The
Luffy, and
Falmer are
Sabo's
our best
past
lead.
together.
If they aren't involved, they'll know
And
who is.
basically, Garp
Before our grand, so we
just
fought them in the shadows,
ditched
all
Luffy
across
and Ace
the
with
faction
a
that
group of
rules
mountain
the Aldmeri
bandits.
Dominion.
And
There's
that's
no
like,
worse enemy to humankind.
what are you doing,
than
man?
Tamriel.
He
The
claims
Empire-
to have wanted them to
nothing
become
solid
Marines,
yet.
but he'd left them with
But my gut
literal
tells
criminals.
me it can't be it. The Empire had, and now the dragon. Who else gains?
And he
from
expected
that
them to
but
develop
that?
a high moral character from that.
If we could get
Like, I
into
like
the
Garp
Thalmor
as a
embassy,
character because he's
it's the center of their operations.
he's a
in
powerful and
Skyrim.
interesting character
Problem is that place
with
is
an
locked
interesting
up tighter than a
backstories and
miser's
lore, but at
purse.
the same time,
They could teach me
that
a
was
few
just
things about
dumb.
paranoia.
like, what do
I'm
you
not
think
sure yet.
Ace is gonna learn
I have
from
a few
living
ideas.
with
But
bandits?
I'll need some time to pull things together.
What do you think Luffy's gonna learn? It
Meet me back in
didn't make
Riverwood.
much sense
If
for
I'm
him
not back
to
when you get there, wait.
draw the conclusions he does, but you
shouldn't be
know,
long.
he's
Keep an eye
he's
on
part
the
of the
sky.
monkey family. They're
is
not
only
the
going to get
brightest
worse.
tools in the shed.
Do you have a moment?
Who knows? Maybe Dragon is actually different than Luffy and Garp, but if Luffy and Garp are anything to go off of, like, the whole monkey family is just a bit short in the mental faculties required to do most things, I think. But yeah, and I really like the Sabo background arc, because that was really, it was really cool to see not this one. it this one though? I feel like this is part of it. Yeah, it is. There we go.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Okay. I don't have anything else. I do have a map I need to get put up. What about the mask? Yeah. So I have been enjoying it despite all the complaining I've been doing. Like, it is a really fun series. Well worth the actual time spent to watch it. But there are certainly parts of it that I'm not that fond of. But I think we're moving into some interesting stories because one of the so there are two other fights in the series that I know of and kind of want to reach before I either, because I don't know if I want to watch I don't know if I want to watch the whole series.
Fancy robes.
One of the two fights that I really want to see is Luffy versus Kaido, which is in the Wano arc, which is literally the last arc that's been adapted so far. So, if you want to watch that, you have to basically get through all of it. The other fight series that I really want to watch is the I cannot actually say the name. It's the Don Flamingo fight, and that his arc. Cause I've seen like AMVs of his brother online, and like his tragic backstory with Law, and I do want to get to that point in the story because I want to see that kind of payoff. But right now, I'm in the middle of the Return to Savago Archipelago arc. And it is really good. I'm enjoying it so far. It's really short though, compared to other One Piece arcs. And here I am just wandering around. We're gonna go back to talk to Delphine. That seems like the best next step. We could return the horn, and when we return the horn, we'll get... Why am I falling? Okay, there we go. Yeah. I'm excited for it because you're going to see the characters again. Like, one of the harebrained conclusions I came up while I was watching the war arc was that I really enjoyed... Because I really enjoyed the Impel Down arc and the Marineford arc. And I think part of the enjoyment was that it became more focused. I need you guys to move. Come on now. Because there wasn't as large of a cast of characters. Like, it was just Luffy's story, right?
Not here. Downstairs.
We are downstairs. Okay, we'll go further down. We will not go further downstairs. We are positively trapped.
Do you have a moment
Move.
to talk?
Move, please. My two roadblocks are just always in the way. I really need to get rid of some of you. What's the plan?
I figured out how we're going to get you into the
Thalmor Embassy, huh? Not coming?
That would be a bad idea. I'd be too likely to... The Thalmor ambassador,
Wouldn't that be if you got caught by the Thalmor?
I can get you into... I have a
I would
contact
shed a tear
inside the
over him.
embassy. His name is Malborn.
Speaking of
I'll
characters
get
I'm
word for
not
him to meet you
particularly fond of,
While you're doing
Delphine
that, I'll
is
work
one
on
of
getting
them.
you an invitation. Meet me at the Solitude Stables after you've
Because
arranged
she always
this.
wants you to go kill
Sounds good.
Parsanax, right? Later on in the quest, her and Esbern are like, he's a dragon.
This
You
is
should
an
just kill
ode
all the
to
dragons.
Skyrim's
And it's like,
staunch protectors.
no, Parsanax has literally been chilled for
To our youth, today's come and gone.
all of the Empire. all of human recorded history, and you guys really want to go kill him? Because he might have helped out Alduin do bad things a very, very long time ago. Like, no. Statute of limitations on that is far, far gone. Hey, we're actually returning to Solitude. I probably should have done that in the opposite order. Went to Riverwood first, and then went to Solitude to put things away at the museum. That would have saved a couple minutes, but...
Oh, hello.
So what am I giving, this dude?
Yes?
Malborn.
Stoke the fire. Take a seat.
Hey.
So exciting when new folk come into town. I bet you
The
had plenty of
Imperials.
adventures.
Really? Here's the deal. Don't plan on... Give me what you can't live without, and I'll make sure to get it into the embassy. Okay, I'll get this inside the embassy for you. I've gotta go. I'll find you at the party. Don't worry.
My robes, my mask, my ring, my amulet. Do I want to give you a weapon? Probably... Goldbrand? Literally just handed a Daedric
Your job
artifact
is to get
over
into the
to
party without being fingered as a spy.
a strange elf that we
I'll
don't
take care
know
of the
very
rest.
well. Hopefully he doesn't lose it. So
Your
looks like
job
next
is to get
episode
into
we're
the
going to
party
be
without
enjoying
being
a bit of a
fingered
party.
as a spy. I'll
That'll be
take
fun.
care of the rest.
And I probably will not have as much to rant about One Piece because I probably will not have made much progress in the series because it takes a long, long time to actually get anywhere in a One Piece story. Like, generally arcs are... On the short end, we have the return to the archipelago, which is like 5 episodes. Very short arc. But then you have arcs that
Can I help
are
you?
30 or 60 episodes, and it's like,
Have you given Malborn the gear you want to smuggle into the embassy? Good.
that's
But the
more
only
than
way you-
most
which
animes
means
will
you
get
need to look the
in their
part
entire
when you're
runtime,
ready.
right?
You'll only have what Malborn's... Can't go to a party at the Thalmor embassy. Dressed like... I guess that will have to do. You should pass for a real guest, at least until you open your mouth. Ready to board the carriage to the embassy?
See, she's just insulting to us at all points in time.
Don't worry. Just make sure. Good luck.
And she asked us to murder one of the few people who actually helped us out throughout the story, and it's like, come on, Delphine. Why would we murder somebody who was actually helpful to
Fellow
us
latecomer.
for somebody who was literally a jerk to us the
Arriving
entire
by
story?
carriage, no less. I salute you, sir.
My lateness is due more to getting lost on the way up this gospel.
Welcome to the Thalmor Embassy. Your invitation, please.
Prefer to arrive early, often the day before the party.
Thank you, sir. Go right
Now
ahead.
then, here's my invitation.
I guess we're doing the party now. But I'm probably going to end up
Welcome. I
in
don't
the episode
believe
here in
we've
the
met.
party.
I am Ellenwood, and you are? Don't. But first, please, tell me more about yourself.
So sorry to
What brings you to this?
Anything with myself.
Have you heard any news from the other
Hey, Sid,
Why
sorry.
would anyone join the Stormcloaks? They have a fraction of the Empire's wealth and power. Well, let's hear. I trust you don't presume on our friendship. I'm a Jarl after all. I wouldn't want to appear fool. I'll try to forget you ever ask. I should be back in Windhelm. I've got work to do.
You
Goodbye,
can ask
then.
friends of yours.
Trust me, there's no place better to forge relationships with the movers and shakers of Skyrim. Oh yes, quite. So many
I
important
don't
people
recall
from all
seeing
across Skyrim. Don't let me keep you.
Have you tried the wine? It's better than anything in the Blue Palace.
Wow.
I'm always glad to help a friend if... Oh, perhaps not then. I'm sorry, but I really can't.
What can I get for you? expected, yes.
See that
It pleases
disgusting
me to
drunk?
hear you say so.
A high-ranking official.
Yeah, we're really running out of friends in this party who will help us make a scene.
It's time the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion put aside their differences. Prosperity is good for everyone.
Take advantage of the fine food and drink. Such things have been scarce since the war began.
But lately it seems like
See that
in
disgusting
Skyrim
drunk
is out to
over
prove
there?
that he's the equal of Yorlin Grayman.
High-ranking official in East Empire.
It's not really
What can I get?
fair.
Here you go, sir. Colovian brandy.
After all, Yorlin works...
So this
I'm
guy,
ready for this party
Just
to
the
be
beginning
over.
of a long and mutually beneficial relationship.
Is it that obvious? But the truth of it is, I just hope this party doesn't drag on all night. Ill luck. Very much so. But at the same time, I don't dare refuse an invitation
I'll leave
from
you to it.
Elwyn.
yeah, so it's this guy. He's put in. So in the first iteration of this quest line, he was put in it like a failsafe in
Allow
case
me
you
to
haven't made any
introduce
relationships up until this point.
Rosalind.
But the ideal request was that you could get some of the other people from Skyrim to help you.
By application. Ah, if there's anything I can ever do for you, do not hesitate to call. Your wish is my command.
I hope you're enjoying
What can I get? Here you go, sir. Colovian brandy.
My friend, a toast to a beautiful friendship.
I know.
Of course. Is that? Stand back and hold my hand.
Interesting the other
What can I get for you?
Apparently the red wave has been...
As soon as you distract the guards, I'll open this door. Attention, everyone! Let's hope we both live through this day.
Some say the ship suffered damage to her hull when she struck an iceberg. And let's go. Let's go.
Before anyone notices us.
Of course, she would never admit such a thing. Captain Saphir is far too proud a woman.
Nothing could be more unlikely than that someone would actually want her. They're back. So far, so good. Let's hope nobody saw us slip out. Go! You're on your own.
No survivors.
Did you see those rogues, Mark?
Never should have... I'll let you live. This time.
Not a very good wizard, huh? Oh, we are over an hour. So I'll save here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know about my horrible One Piece takes, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.